Taurus friends, I hope you're doing well. This is Anna with Soul Embrace Tarot, and this is a love reading for you singles out there. Okay, let's not waste any more time. Let me get my selenite wand. Let's clear this up, clear this energy up. Let's put it right there. Forgive the squeaking chair. One more. Let's look at what energy is currently surrounding Taurus's love life. What's the energy surrounding their love life? No, no. Too many. No, don't. No. Can I get two more maybe? Two more. Thank you. So, you're either in this energy here or in this one. You know, it sort of leads into, they lead into each other. But there's been some insecurity. This is revolving your love life, right? For you singles. Or, I mean, whoever's watching, like if you're in a relationship and you're like watching this reading, that means there's something off, right? Or else you wouldn't be watching a love reading. My love readings are weird. Ask Aries. There may have been some codependency. There may be some things that you have to work on if you find yourself codependent on people. If that usually happens more than once. It's typically not just a one-time deal. That means that there's something about your personality that either attracts people that become codependent on you. There's an enabling part of your personality, right? That enables people. Or there's just this codependency because there's insecurity and there's lack of self-awareness, lack of self-reflection on what needs to be healed or fixed, right? Fixed. There may have been some unnecessary drama in your life. You're not tapping into your intuition. This could be past behavior, or this may be something you're experiencing now. You may be in a codependent situation, or you know, or you left a codependent situation. You're not ready to find love if you aren't processing what that's about, because you'll repeat the same patterns again. And it'll just be a perpetual pattern of the same toxic kind of behavior. Here's the thing, Taurus. I swear, all I do is lecture people. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm just trying to help. Because I mean, I see it, I witness it. You know, I know people that have had boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend, and it's basically the same relationship over and over again. And so at some point you have to stop and process and think, okay, what is it? What am I doing? Look at yourself. Don't say, oh, they always, it's them. Is it really them? At some point you have to, I'm seeing here lack of commitment. And so there's a fear There's some fear somewhere. I think Aries also had this. There's a lot of people that have this, a lack of a true commitment, because maybe family patterning, right? You've noticed behaviors in your family, or the people, the environment that you grew up in, and it wasn't the healthiest or the most loving type of dynamics in relationships. And secretly you're trying to develop loving relationships in your life, but it doesn't happen because you have to analyze what it is that you're doing. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it's good to be self-aware, and it's good to know the patterns that you repeat over and over again that don't allow you to have a committed, loving, healthy relationship. I see people healing, okay? I see people healing. I said it again. Sorry, I repeat myself. I guess it's to emphasize. I'm not sure why I do that. I see a breakthrough. So maybe this is past behavior, and because people at some point, not everyone, like I said, I know people that do the same thing over and over again with different people, same behaviors, same outcome, and they don't stop to process. They go out and immediately hitch up to the next ride. Dysfunctional ride. So, yeah, some people don't learn, but I feel learning here. I feel growth. I feel healing here. There was a breakthrough. At some point, someone understood, hey, I'm not being successful in this area of my life. What can I do? So you begin to there's a new direction. You begin to move forward to take action, to healing, to learning, to setting boundaries. So this is a good thing. I see this happening. Maybe this was past behavior, right? Inability to really almost like being in a relationship. I see someone here in a relationship who doesn't want to give in. So there's competition almost with your partner. That's not healthy. That's not normal. Maybe that's normal for you in this phase of your life. That was normal because that's what you witnessed, that's what you experienced, that was what was in your environment. But at some point, when you come to the understanding, you know what, that's not normal. At that point, you begin to heal and you begin to understand, oh yeah, I gotta change some things. I gotta change the way I approach my relationships. I'm not in competition with my partner. I can collaborate with my partner. This can be a partnership where we work together, and that means compromising. Each side has to compromise. That's a healthy relationship. Each side has to communicate. And all you can do, you can't affect how another person behaves. All you can do is do it yourself. You communicate clearly and honestly. You cooperate and try to do your best to flow. If there's resistance on this side, then there's decisions you have to make because there's no compatibility there. It doesn't flow if there's a wall. Maybe you're the wall, right? So those are the things you have to just analyze, right? And begin to shift your perspective on how to do things in a relationship. First, you do that with yourself. Okay. All right, so we don't want to rehash that. We know there's been some issues there. Maybe you're still in here, in this, you're feeling insecure. You maybe have a tendency for codependency. And that creates a lot of drama in your life for no reason. You know, if you find that there's usually some kind of drama, analyze that, look at that. And it doesn't mean there's weakness. It doesn't mean you're weak or that. It means that you just have to learn how to adjust your boundaries. I don't know if that made sense. But so I don't want to rehash this. I want to look at the hopeful part. So let's look at this. Yeah, I see someone now finding their strength, being determined and disciplined to be able to push forward because, you know, you want a loving relationship. You have new goals. You have new things that you want to do. You want to move forward and finding a loving, completely flowing relationship. Something that is compatible. You may be, some of you may be, so many. No, I'm not taking that many. Because it's too many. I mean, they're flipping everywhere. No, I said no. So, some of you may be like working on your bodies, working on your health, improving things for yourself first, improving yourself, learning, growing, you know, resolving, focused on resolving issues that have possibly been ignored, right? Just looking at your stuff. Looking at your stuff, and that's very good. Yeah, you're working on yourself. Absolutely. Dropping baggage. Working on the baggage. That's what I was trying to say. Unresolved issues. Thank you. I was like resolved, right? Unresolved issues. Working on unresolved issues. That is so beautiful. I love it. You're tapping into your power, your inner power. I'm sorry for Aries because I didn't reach for this deck for them. But especially once it doesn't come out clear, because I guess for them they had a person there waiting and they just had to do some work. I see Taurus here preparing yourself. You're preparing yourself for love to come into your life, for the right kind of person to come into your life. Okay, you're being honest with yourself, and there's an intensity that I'm seeing here. Once you get into that healing phase, it becomes an intense process because you're focused. And it's a beautiful thing, right? It's about self-improvement. It's about understanding what I need to let go of. And I'm preparing myself for the next phase of my life where love is coming in. I love that for you. I love that for you. I love it. Tell me more for Taurus. Yeah, letting go of control issues, letting go of those things that aren't serving you. And it could be people in your life too. That may be things that we gotta, that's something we all at some point have to do. There's always some people in your life that because you have a loyal essence to you, that you keep around just because you've known them forever. But are they really serving you in your, we have the different phases of our life, and we shift and we change and we grow, hopefully. And we become different. We become the more truthful version of ourselves. And in that phase, do those people still serve a purpose? I know that sounds harsh, but sometimes you have to kind of, you got to look at the people in your life. Are they going to be supportive of me in my journey? Are they going to be a part of this journey moving forward? You know what I mean? And sometimes what this is telling me, it will happen naturally. The people will phase out naturally. Sometimes you have to make decisions, but especially here because there's been codependency in your life, if you resonate with that, work on yourself, and I feel like that's definitely what's happening here. And then at some point, they phase out because they don't identify with you anymore. You're not that person anymore that they, recognize, because they aren't changing, right? The baggage doesn't change. The baggage stays the same. I know I'm calling people baggage, but it's true. And also things like, whatever. I'm talking about people in particular. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Oh my God, like seriously, you're doing the right thing. If you're being guided, this reading itself, if you have not begun the process, if you're still in this phase here, this reading may be the thing, the clue that helps you understand I need to begin the process. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Make the effort. And that's what this is about, is making the effort to clean up, to set boundaries, to improve myself. I'm doing the things that I got to do. I'm understanding who I am and what it is that I want. I don't just want a relationship. I want the relationship. The sweet, loving, honest, flowing relationship. Tell me more about that. But tell me more about that connection so that they know what's coming for them. I don't know. Here, tell me. So that they know what's coming for them once they begin doing this work. This work. You connect with your sense of humor. You have an intensity about you, right? When you are in this phase, because you love life. You're loving life, and you're loving the healing process for yourself. Oh, you're gonna have options. Because that's what happens. Like I feel honestly like in the past, you may have gotten into relationships that, like, where you weren't maybe too sure, or you just went along with it because it was someone that was interested and it wasn't necessarily the right thing for you. There's codependency issues. You got to look at that because you immediately attach. I'm feeling someone who immediately attaches. So that's what this is telling me here, is that when you begin doing this work for yourself, you're going to have options, your free will. You're going to be able to say, oh, and the people you're meeting and all that, you're not just going to pick someone out from the crowd and then you're going to force them. But you're going to have the ability to from your free will, make your decision. You're going to have a lot of opportunities coming for you. This is a turning point here in your love life, okay? Yeah, again, there's that codependency showing up. That's something that you may have taken a pause. Once you come to the understanding that, oh my God, I'm repeating patterns. I have this codependency thing. What the hell? I mean, if you don't identify with a codependency thing, that's fine. Push that aside. But I feel like I'm seeing people here that when they're in a relationship, they feel trapped. And it's because it's not necessarily the best relationship to be in. However, because there's codependency, there's an inability before the healing, there's an inability to release yourself without issue. there's drama involved every single time when you want to break up with someone, and it becomes like a long process because there's control, because there's jealousy and traps and all this stuff, right? So that's something definitely I'm feeling it here. So I'm connecting with people who have that issue in their life, and that is something to work on. And so I feel like someone's at the point where you begin to heal. You've released yourself from a codependent situation. Maybe it's just one relationship. Maybe it was just one and not many, okay? But this begins probably in childhood. There's issues here. There's issues, right? We all have issues. Don't ask me about my issues. We'd be here all day. So there's always issues, but that's something. It could be just one relationship that was hard to release, even though it wasn't harmonious, you know, because there was a codependency already. It's like, and because you have a tendency to be loyal, there's that part too. Oh, well, you know, it is what it is. So once you're able to release yourself, finally, there's a break. There's a long break or a longer break because now there's fear of repeating that behavior. So that's fine. We don't give in to fear. We don't want to give in to fear. We take advantage of that moment to heal and to begin to learn who you really are. And you're an amazing person. I mean, I'm seeing strength here. I'm seeing great sense of humor, sharp, honest, integrity. And there may be still vulnerability. Oh my God, will I make the right decision moving forward? But that's okay. Just continue the healing process. Continue learning about yourself. You may like sharing your experience with people, maybe on social media, I don't know, writing about it, talking about it. You begin to develop your strength and you want to share your journey of healing with people. And people want to listen. Okay? You may tell me more. Here, just tell me one more about their person, because I feel like your person also, I see that connection there, is also someone who's very like opinionated. They may be they may be the person that has some kind of social media, I don't know, they're a newscaster, or they express themselves, you know, public speaking. Tell me more about that person, Spirit. Oh, very generous person, very generous, very giving, financially supportive. I mean, you know, heart-centered person. I like them. They're in a position to be able to share and to help. You done? Oh. Person very confident. Again, very intuitive person as well. This may be a person that's in another country, or they are from another country, somewhere else. This is going to be a new opportunity for you. This is going to be great. You just need to do your healing, okay? Work on your healing. There's an energy here that wants to find you. But in particular, you're going to have options. You're going to be able to, you're going to develop more confidence in yourself, because there's some insecurity here. You're at this stage, you're going to have the confidence to be able to make the decision that's the right one for you. You're not just gonna, oh, because someone winks at you, oh, we're in a relationship now, and now I'm stuck like Chuck, okay? You're gonna be able to determine what's the right connection for me, what's the great love that's worth taking the steps that I'm taking. I can wait. I can make the effort. And it will actually feel, it's interesting because it feels different than the previous relationship or relationships. It's like, oh, I can take a chance with this one. It's almost like you're making the decision to move forward. It feels very powerful in terms of you being in control of the situation. Not in a negative way. I'm just saying, like, you're confident in the decision of moving forward with this type of energy. Okay. So what can they do to align with the love that they desire, Spirit? What else can they do? We see some things they can do. What else can they do? No, that's too many. Come on. One. I want one. We only need one. What can they do to align? Holy shamoles. Fine. Surrender to spirit, surrender to miracles, surrender addictions. I think Aries got this too. Because we have things that we got to work on. Everyone does. Codependency is a type of addiction. It's not being able to release yourself from a situation, from a relationship. And it could be work related too. We could be codependent in a workplace because, oh, it's comfortable. It's what I know. I hate it, but I know it. And I don't want to have to learn a new thing. Oh my God, right? That's a codependency. There's something to learn. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, sorry for my voice, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. These are the things that you can do to align yourself to the love with the love you desire. Surrender to spirit. I think Aries got this too. I don't know if they did. That's interesting. Once you've done everything you can do to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Yeah, at that point, you're released. You're working on yourself. You're not focused on, I want to find someone. I want to find someone. That's not the goal. The goal is to heal yourself, to become the version of yourself that you want to present and connect with someone who's also the best version of themselves. That's how that energy matches itself, right? Let spirit work its magic for you. I don't know if that's, Okay. And then surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. That break, after a breakup, the break may have been a long one, but hopefully you're beginning the healing process. And you may feel, well, I've broken up and I won't find someone again. I'm done. That may be, but secretly you want to find someone. That's the miracle. That when you work on yourself, you love yourself, you learn who you are, really. Who am I? And then, like I said for Aries, the universe floats them in. Yeah. Okay. last guidance. Oh, you flew over there. That is so strange. I feel like Aries got this one too. I don't even remember. That is really strange. I shuffle my decks like crazy. Did they get this one? I don't know. Take a chance. It's time to step outside your comfort zone. The world is waiting for you to take a chance. When you do, you'll be rewarded with newfound confidence and enthusiasm and will begin to attract new results. That's beautiful. Sorry for the glare. Taurus, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. My soul embraces yours. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.